Talkback with Christopher Luxon on Kerre Woodham Mornings with pinnaclelife.co.nz. Easy online life insurance. Call 0800 80 1080. NewstalkZB.
NewstalkZB 10:07, and this hour, as promised, we're joined by Prime Minister Christopher Luxon. It's our final quarterly catch-up for the year. Can you believe it?
Final for the year?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, we don't do a Christmas special or anything?
Well, no, unless you want to put a Santa hat on and
Have you started decorating your house yet?
Oh, certainly not.
No. Are you sort of an early or a late Christmas decorator?
Oh, no, definitely late decorator.
Oh,
yeah, definitely a late decorator. There are big moves on treaty principles, infrastructure, international trade. Crucial time for the government as the country looks for momentum in our economic recovery. If you have a relevant question to ask the Prime Minister, call now 0800 80 1080. You can text through on 9292ZB. And a very good morning to you.
Good morning to you too.
Are you getting annoyed that you're not getting more approval either as a Prime Minister or as a government?
Look, I mean, there's no doubt.
When does it start to brass you off?
Oh, well, I mean, I didn't come to politics I came to politics because I wanted the country to realise its potential, right? I don't need to do this job. I choose to do this job. I choose to come to politics. So for me, it's a slightly different motivation, which is I want to make sure we're doing the right things for our kids and our grandkids so there's a great future here. So for me, I'm very connected to that mission and purpose. I know I'm also in a turnaround job, so I'm having to sort of miss out and I'm having to make some tough decisions and tough calls.
So
and I'm the
you
figurehead
don't want
of
to be in politics 20 years from now?
Oh, no, I want to do as much as I can to get this country realising the fantastic potential that it has. And I felt frustrated on the sidelines watching it over the last 10 years, saying this is a country not hitting its straps, not where it needs to be, where it can be.
Going in the wrong direction.
Wrong direction completely. And that's why 4 years ago I came out of business life. And I know it's not a normal career path here in New Zealand. It's quite common in other parts of the world, but it's not common here. And I'm not a career politician because I came in and choose to do the job because I actually think it's a great country.
So if it's a turnaround job that you came in to do, like a circuit breaker basically,
yeah,
and you don't intend to be around forever, who are you grooming?
I'll hang out for as long as I can. No, don't misunderstand me there. I want to stay as long as I possibly can.
To take over? Who do you think is the best person to take over?
That's not even a consideration.
But it must be.
No.
You're a salesman.
No.
You're selling a product, which is the government.
And I'm selling a product which is, I'm the CEO, I've got a team in place, I've put a team together with great ministers.
But people aren't buying it.
Let's find out what happens next year, Kerry. I mean, the bottom line is, yes, I've inherited a hell of a mess. I'm cleaning it up. I'm doing the right things for the long term with a team. I've got my team of ministers on the right assignments with the right level of clarity about what I'm asking them to deliver and do. And yep, it's hard. It's been really hard, and there's no doubt about it. But the last lot stuffed the joint, and we're fixing it up. And I appreciate that doesn't make you popular always. But the point is, I'm focused on the long term, and I don't get too bent out of shape about what commentators think or others that take. I don't take offence from people I don't take advice from. It's pretty simple for me. I came here to do a job, which is to make sure this country has its best shot at realising the potential that it has as going forward.
But you came in promising to fix things.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
We're all going to feel better. I'm going to fix things. I knew how big the job was going to be. I couldn't understand why you would want to, and good on you for doing it.
But why not? Because I don't want to get to 90 years old looking back saying, I wish I'd given it a go. Maybe I had something to offer to get this country back on track and sorted.
But you made promises, and I'm thinking, I don't feel better.
Well, let's just go through them.
And I know how hard, the job was going to be. There are people who don't follow the news as closely and just see someone coming in and
he can fix it in 18 months after 6 years of a debacle. Yeah, look, I mean, the key thing...
you did promise.
Well, no, but the thing is, look at what we did promise. We said we're going to grow the economy, going to restore law and order, deliver better health and education. If we take law and order, we have actually delivered on that, and we are delivering on that. Crime was up, violent crime up 30%, violent crime now 29,000 less victims. First time in a long time we've had that coming down. Serious youth offending down 16%, ram rates down 85%. So there's good progress on law and order, right? I think we're doing the right things for education for the long term. Yes, it will take a while to come through the system to people to see the results.
Don't.
But again, you cannot by any stretch of the imagination say our education system was world class. When 55% of kids don't go to school, half of them are not saying they need to be out on reading, 80% not saying they need to be on maths going into high school. We are failing our kids, and that is the number one thing you've got to sort out.
Prime Minister?
What's that?
I'm sure you'd love to hear.
Add it to the laundry list of people who by 6:30 this morning have already told me what my problems are.
And there would have been a time where you didn't think you had many. I think your problem is that you're too smart. You're rattling off these stats at me, and you're rattling off the stats at
No, but you want to have a
people.
conversation about what the issue is, and I've got to tell you, here's the problem, the reality, and here's the common sense plan, and here are the results to fix it, right? And then people have to feel it.
Yeah, I know.
And they're not on economy.
And Jacinda Ardern got in without a single fact. A single fact or a single bit of knowledge. There was a lot of. I know, but she got elected, and you've got to be elected to
Kerre,
affect change.
Kerre, I got elected in 23. Everybody told me that you couldn't get the National Party from 20% to whatever week, 37% on the night to get elected to form a government. That's going to be impossible. You've gone too early. You should be going 2026, wasting your time, blah, blah, blah. So I understand. I've been underestimated my whole time in my political career, short as it may have been in the last 4 years. And I don't care, because I got elected in 2023 to go get a job sorted, because I came here, because I believe in this country. I came home from overseas. I sat there trying to make a contribution in a business life. I've come into political life because, frankly, you can get elected, but if you don't do the right things, what setup have we got for our kids in 20 years' time?
Yep.
I want our kids and our grandkids to feel really attached to this place and believe it's got a better future than what it has for us in our generation. Now, that's hard work. Now, someone's got to get off the sidelines and get into the arena and actually give it a go. And I'm going to give it the go the best of my ability, 20 hours a day, 7 days a week, good, bad, or otherwise, I'm going to give it a go. And I think you need that because, and people make a decision in 2026, whenever the election is, they'll make their call and let's deal with that. But I mean, in the intervening period, when you're turning it around and it's tough and it's hard, I get it.
But
people are frustrated.
What personal toll does that take? Or does it really, is a bit like me, does it just wash off? You take advice from those you respect and care about, the rest can
There's several things you have to do, because otherwise, if you're getting bounced around by the noise and every commentator and everybody with their reckons, you just wouldn't get out of bed in the morning, honestly, or you'd bugger off overseas and do something else and do whatever. So for me, it's slightly different, because I think I do come to it differently from other people, because I'm not a career politician. I haven't come from student politics into being an advisor to a minister, to being an MP, a minister, a prime minister, which is the track of politicians that we've seen more recently. I don't need this job. I can go off and do anything else I want to do. So I choose to do the job. So therefore, I'm connected very deeply to the mission and purpose of what I'm doing. I'm informed but not consumed by social media. And equally, I don't take offence from people I never take advice from. So in that context, I'm pretty focused on what I'm here to do. And I know it's hard, and I know it's tough, and I know it's a turnaround, and that's difficult, and I wish it was different, and I wish I had different cards that I've been dealt, but these are the cards I've been dealt, and these are the ones I'm going to play.
Well, I think Alistair's along the same lines. Alistair, good morning to you.
Morning, Kerre. Morning, Chris. How are you going?
Good, Alistair. How are you going?
Good, buddy, good. Hey, look, back in 2017, I was lucky enough to hear Bill English speak. It was about 3 months before the election.
Yes.
And he outlined where the Nats had taken the economy, and I was super impressed with how great a handle he had on the country's finances, and just how things had got to the point where we'd come out of a situation which is not too dissimilar to where we are now. That's not quite as bad. And he had very carefully crafted over about 8 or 9 years to get us back to a position where we could actually start to spend on social policies and social programs, and actually get to a position where we can move forward. Now, then obviously we've had the 6 years of Labor government with what I describe as being absolute economic vandalism, but I can't help but wonder whether your government hasn't really articulated well in the public arena the scale of the mess that you were left, and just how bad it actually is. I mean, talking to a lot of people that I talk to, they don't really appreciate just what an absolute shambles you were left, and it's not something you can turn around in 3 years.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think you're right, Alistair, and that's a challenge to both of us, to us to say how can we communicate the challenge and the problem that we're trying to solve better. But equally, there's a point when the public say, well, actually, we voted you in 23 and you guys have got to go fix it. And so the more you bang on about how bad Labor were and how they stuffed the joint, and let's be clear, they're going to do it again. They're just going to spend more, borrow more, tax more. That's what's at risk, and that's what's caused the pain and suffering and just not managing the economy well. But you're right. I mean, let me give you one fact. I mean, the debt tripled. It went from 60 billion to 180 billion. We pay $9 billion in interest. Many of your listeners Kerre, have got really high interest bills that they're paying banks and stuff at the moment. We pay $9 billion to bondholders around the world right now. That is 5 Dunedin hospitals that I cannot build each and every single year because those muppets ran the debt up because they couldn't run the economy well. So, yeah, Alistair, you're right. And I think it's finding the balance of not being just negative about the Labour piece and actually fronting the reality that we've inherited, and then actually, more importantly, saying, look, this is the reality. Here's the common sense plan. Here's the improvement in the results that we're seeing. And then the trick is that people actually have to feel it. I think people would say on Law and Order, violent crime, gang membership, ram raids, retail crime was out of control. It was just getting worse and worse and worse. We've gone tough on gangs, sorted out youth offending, and gone tougher on sentencing. And as a result, actually we've seen crime come down. I think on education, people would say, look, problem was attendance, academic achievement poor, slipping versus the world. We're going back to basics, structured literacy, structured numeracy. Lo and behold, we're getting some results. And we're going to replace the secondary school program as well, so kids are set up for a future. We haven't seen those results yet in the actual outcomes, but people say that's the right stuff to do. I think on healthcare, difficult, tough portfolio, heaps of money going in, more resource being recruited. But for the first time, we've now got improvement on emergency department wait times, the 5 big metrics that we've been chasing. On the economy, really difficult because we had massive spending, massive increase in taxes, massive increase in borrowing. We've had to pooper scoop a lot of that stuff and sort that out. We're getting there. It's helped part of the economy, which is the rural economy, South Island, Christchurch, good stuff, but actually not fully felt yet in Auckland because of property, because of construction, other things. But it's coming. I mean, just this month we had 3.5% increase in job ads. We've had a 3.5% increase in consents. We had a 4% growth in our exports. We've got Xero saying small business revenues are up almost 2%. So it's coming. But when you're doing a turnaround job, it's a bit like a magnifying glass. There are bits that are in focus and bits that aren't in focus. And ultimately it all tunes in. It's going to tune in. The question is, what are we going to do to make this country realise its potential and not just watch a recovery take place? And that's the exciting bit.
We'll find out after the break.
Our new and improved free iHeart app is here, and it's everything you love about your car radio in the palm of your hand. iHeart sounds like you.
Discover the world with Oceania's leading tour operator, Inspiring Vacations. Thousands of travellers choose them every year for expertly planned, fully guided tours packed with unforgettable experiences and unbelievable value. From Japan to South Africa, Europe to the Americas, Inspiring Vacations takes care of every detail so you can just relax and enjoy the journey. Trusted, award-winning and loved by Kiwis. Find your next adventure today at inspiringvacations.com or call 0800 475 025.
Hi, this is George Milani from Dream Beds Botany. It's already November, the holiday season's almost here, and if you need beds for guests over the holidays, now's the time to be planning. And just as a thought, maybe upgrade your own bed and put yours in the guest room. The right mattress makes a huge difference to how well you sleep. As I always say, do not buy a new bed without seeing us first. Dream Beds Botany, 500 Te Rakau Drive, Botany Downs, next to Harvey Norman, and online at dreambeds.co.nz.
Be bowled over with the very best in cricketing chat. Two of New Zealand cricket's most iconic voices, Brian Waddle and Jeremy Coney, bring you On the Front Foot, the podcast with everything from match analysis to behind-the-scenes stories. Your weekly dose of cricket, thanks to Masterstroke by Razine, helping you master your decorating projects and bringing colour to every innings. Powered by NewstalkZB and iHeartRadio. Search On the Front Foot on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.
Home. It's more than just a place. It's a feeling, a sense of belonging where neighbours become friends and every day is filled with comfort and care. That's life at Fairview Lifestyle Village in Albany. Our spacious modern apartments offer ease of living right in the heart of the lodge, surrounded by a welcoming community. Come and experience the warmth for yourself. Visit today at 21 Fairview Avenue, Albany. Fairview. Now this feels like home.
I'm here to host the Chase New Zealand. Get ready to witness stunning genius, whip-smart wit, and a little bit of cheek. But enough about me. Are you ready to meet your chasers?
The Chase New Zealand, Mondays, 7:30pm on TVNZ1 and TVNZ+.
The Blood and Plasma Donor Centre at 65 Constellation Drive on the Shore is now open. If you know the good blood and plasma can do, now know where to go. Book to donate at nzblood.co.nz.
The best way to start your Sunday is with Francesca.
Bill Bryson's Short History of Nearly Everything is the most popular science book of the 21st century. This week, Bill tells me how a need to rewrite this bestseller brought him out of retirement.
No more books, no more work of any kind, no literary festivals or anything. And COVID came along, and so we all became retired. It was actually quite easy. 3 or 4 years, I really didn't do anything.
The Sunday Session with Francesca Rodkin. Sundays from 9 a.m. on NewstalkZB.
Just a quick bit of feedback before we go to Nigel. Can you be supportive of our PM and not mock him? I'm not mocking him. Did you feel mocked? No, you didn't. You wouldn't care anyway, even if you were. Please don't underestimate your audience. I'm lapping up the facts and figures the PM has come to your show with. Give him a break, settle down and listen up. You know you can, says Claire. And, geez, Kerry, maybe you should have done some homework and be able to rattle off some stats as to why you don't feel better, because you've got your lefty blinders on if you can't see this coalition government is the best thing for the country since sliced bread topped with avocado, says Roger, and many more along those lines. Well, it's true. I mean, this is an informed audience.
Yeah, I personally think that New Zealanders are really frustrated with media. I think they're not, they don't want the 3 to 6 second soundbite, which is what they often see me at 6 o'clock news sounding off on something. They want to understand the substance of what's going on. And I think, I'm trying to treat everyone as adults to say, look, here's the problem. Here's the choices we have. Here's the common sense plan that we want to put in place. And here's the progress we're making about whether that's working or not working for us. So I think there's a real, people have a massive desire to engage. And when I'm out and about doing town halls, people often say, if you could just talk like this in the media, that would be great. And the reality is, I do talk like this, but then I'll be told I talk too long, or it's too many facts, or it's too many whatever. But I actually think New Zealanders are really curious. They know something went wrong. They know something got broken, and they're trying to understand what's happening, and they want context for actually the decisions that we're taking, and they want to understand the big picture where we're trying to get to, and I think we can communicate that better for sure. But equally, they want detail, and they want to understand stuff, and then they want to know what you're doing about it. And so I come from a view of, if it's a turnaround job, which is what I'm doing, I've done a lot of that in business life. You've got to get clear on the reality. You may not like the reality. You may not like calling out the problems that you have, but then put a common sense plan to deal with it, and then get the outcomes, and then people have to feel it. And that's the bit that is when you get the transmission. And at the moment, I get it. People aren't feeling the full the benefit of what we're doing economically yet, but they will.
We'll take Nigel in a moment, so as to give him more time, NewstalkZB 1024.
Make your home not just move-in ready, but turnkey fresh with Carpet Country's latest amazing deal. Wool carpet, nylon carpet, polyester carpet, all at the same price. Just $22 per square metre. 12 colours available to suit every style. Don't miss this outrageous deal. Wool, nylon or polyester carpet at only $22 per square metre. Only while stocks last. Carpet Country, 43 Car Road, Mount Roskill.
The best in the carpet country.
For a kitchen that's built to last, discover the precision and elegance of German engineering at Hacker Kitchens. The latest in European design, sleek, functional, modern and durable. Explore the stunning Hacker Kitchen showroom featuring 7 inspiring displays. Whether you're renovating or building new, discover the very best in contemporary kitchen design. Visit the Hacker showroom or hackerkitchens.co.nz. Designed in New Zealand, made in Germany. Loved in your home.
Spending money abroad on a cracking holiday? If you're still using your bank, you could be getting ripped off. You're smarter than that. Spend with a Wise travel card. You'll avoid inflated exchange rates from major banks and could save up to 85% when paying in dollars, rupiah, yen and more. And it works just like you're at home. It's the smarter way to spend overseas. Be smart. Get Wise. Terms and conditions apply.
Big news, design lovers. Muto has a new flagship store that's just opened in Newmarket. Modern Scandinavian style, crafted furniture, lighting and accessories, all at irresistible prices. Hurry, sale on now. Find your next statement piece at Muto, 8 Kent Street, Newmarket.
Give the most precious gift this Christmas the gift of sight. The Fred Hollows Foundation NZ restores sight to families across the Pacific. Grandparents seeing their grandchildren, parents reading to their kids again. Your donation makes it possible. Visit hollows.org.nz today.
Baby Bunting's Cyber Month sale celebrates little victories like never needing nappies again. Plus, save on selected car seats, prams, feeding, toys and more. Sale on now. Exclusions, T's and C's apply.
New Zealand loves a comeback. And at AMI, we've seen this country come back for nearly 100 years. And we've learned that it's not what stands in front of you, but who stands beside you. Visit us today. AMI, on your side.
The Prime Minister on Kerre Woodham Mornings with Pinnacle Life's multi-award-winning life insurance online advice tool. Call 0800 80 1080. NewstalkZB.
Sorry, I'll be quiet. Nigel, good morning to you.
Oh, good morning, Kerre. Good morning, Prime Minister.
G'day, Nigel. How are you?
Very well, and it's a gorgeous day. I don't know where you are in the country, but it's an absolutely fabulous spring day here, and things are looking up. So
I hope so, my friend. I hope so.
Tell me, you guys are doing a great job on the trade front. No question about that. We live in pretty disrupted times, and as we all know, global trade hates disruption. So that's
well said.
Congratulations on that. I got a very simple question. Really, is on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is no chance at all, and 10 is a dead cert. What do you reckon with the India Free Trade Agreement? Because my understanding is that it's actually pretty tricky stuff to bring that home. So how's that all going?
Well, firstly, mate, thanks so much for taking an interest in that international trade stuff, because there's a lot of really good things going on out there, because the world's getting wealthier. They want great New Zealand food and produce and services and technology and stuff. And we've got a big opportunity to sell them a heap of things. And 1 in 4 of our jobs are tied to trade. So that's really good. But look, on India, I reckon it's a 10. I think we are very confident we can get a deal done. Prime Minister Modi, myself, Minister Macleay and Minister Goyal, they're the 4 that are involved in this from our sides. The Indians are tough negotiators. There are areas where they've got very strong positions on things. We've got equally strong positions on our side. But actually, between Minister Goyal and Minister Macleay, I think you've got some of the 2 best trade ministers in the world. And they've met 11 times. Minister Goyal, as you know, is down here in the country this week. Todd will go back to India next week. We're making good progress. We're very determined to get something done. But yes, we're in the throes of tough negotiations. And I've done a lot of business in India, and they're really hard negotiators. But equally, we want the best possible deal that we can secure for New Zealanders. But under Labor, that relationship with India, trading relationship, went backwards when both economies were growing. Already, I think our trade is up 17% with India without even an FTA, by virtue of bringing attention to the market. And what I'm impressed about is our New Zealand exporters are able to rock into the Europe, UK, India, China, Southeast Asia, Northeast Asia. We've now got the GCC and the UAE, which is a fantastic deal. So I'm really excited about trade, because that's one of the things that says we should have a great future, because they want our products and services.
John. Hello, John. He's
Good
a frequent
morning,
caller
Kerre.
and a lovely man.
G'day, John. Frequent caller.
Hedges and more lawn mowing business in Hawke's Bay.
Oh, great.
Good morning, Prime Minister. Lovely to speak to you.
Good to talk to you too, John.
We're a small business.
Yep.
We've been going for about 3 years. What can you do to help the small businesses in New Zealand in the immediate, like right now? Prov tax is a bit of a killer for us. GST, we're doing that okay, but it's the 7-day a week that we're working to try and get ahead. I used to be a butcher.
Yep.
And what I was earning as a butcher was a struggle, and now what I'm doing my own work, it's still sort of just treading water all the time.
Yeah.
So rather than improving export, is there anything you can do for the small businesses in this country? We are the backbone.
Yeah, tell me about it. You're 97% of all of our business in New Zealand. So, look, John, there's 2 things going on. One is at the macro level. What we have to do is we had to get inflation and interest rates down. And just bear with me there, because it sounds like it's unrelated to small business, but it isn't. We reckon 40% of New Zealanders are about to refix their mortgages within the next 6 months. When they do that, they'll have about $800 extra a month to actually spend on an average mortgage. So they'll be freed up to have back in the economy they can spend in small businesses.
But they're saving that money because of the world is an uncertain place.
So some are because they got really damaged through COVID, particularly businesses, and some are because they've come through a recession, the worst we've had in 35 years. But they will start spending, and they are starting to spend, as we're seeing in parts of the country. So that's going to mean that they've now got discretionary income to spend on services like yours, in bars and restaurants and hospitality, all those sorts of things. The second thing we're trying to do is to say say to people like yourself, if you need to invest in new plant or capital or equipment in your business, then we're happy to let you write that 20% of that asset off this year. And that just changes the cash flow calculation of whether you might make that investment in new computers or new equipment that you might need for your business. So those are the sort of two things. We've got to get inflation, interest rates down, get the economy growing so that people are spending the money in the economy. And do that in the right way. And that's what's hurt a lot of small businesses, is that people have said, oh, I'll kick for touch rather than actually make that investment now. I'll just hold off on that. I'll just sit back for a bit while I repair my own finances. But that's what we want to change.
Thank you very much, John. Good to talk. NewstalkZB 10:31.
NewstalkZB Auckland. Time saver traffic.
Experience Edinburgh Tattoo with 1,000 performers at Eden Park. Now the northern motorway city-bound to moderate to heavy patch at Upper Harbour. Northbound to moderate patch approaching the Harbour Bridge. The northwestern and the southwestern are flowing well. The southern motorway both ways through Green Lane, a moderate run. Great seats at excellent prices. The perfect Christmas gift. Experience Edinburgh Tattoo. Tickets at Ticketek.
Hustler set the landscaping world alight, having the world's first mower capable of a 0-inch turning circle. Hustler's 60 years in trading has transformed the mowing landscape, literally. Hustler mowers will stand the test of time and toughest of working conditions. For 60 years, Hustler has been knocking down the impossible jobs, and Hustler mowers are more durable than ever. You want tough, you want Hustler. Find your nearest dealer today. Steelfort.co.nz, another Steelfort brand.
Do you keep to yourself at end-of-year parties because you just can't hear what people are saying? Do you find it difficult to keep up with conversations when catching up with friends? Are you always asking the grandkids to repeat themselves? Don't miss a moment this Christmas. Call Audica Hearing Clinic on 0800 00 43 42 to book a free hearing check. Enjoy better hearing for life with Audica. Free hearing checks for adults over 18 years old.
Retirement limbo. You see it in every suburb. People caught between their old life and the retirement they've earned. At The Helier, discover maintenance-free living, a like-minded community, heated pool and brand new apartments. Secure your place at The Helier today and receive a luxury $20,000 getaway, moving package, plus your first year's weekly fees free. Call the Retirement Limbo hotline on 0800 920 002. For eligibility criteria and full T's and C's, visit thehelier.co.nz.
For a very limited time, there's 40% off. That's right, a fabulous 40% off absolutely everything. But hurry, it's going fast. Think lighting. Think Lighting Direct.
The GWM Get More Hybrid event is on now. For a limited time, you can get more value with savings of up to $3,000 across selected models. So go with more at your local GWM dealership today. Terms and conditions apply.
NewstalkZB headlines.
With Blue Bubble taxis, it's no trouble with a Blue Bubble. A deadly crash in Rotoro's Ōwhata last night between a car and a bus carrying children returning from a kapa haka competition has left one person dead and two others in a critical condition. Students and teachers on the bus suffered minor to moderate injuries. An officer who led the investigation into the murder of Waimate man Anaru Moana is gutted his body hasn't been found. A jury has now found 3 men guilty of murder and a woman of injuring with intent. A large hedge is ablaze just north of Christchurch. It's flaring to life at Ohoka about 9:30 a.m. The government is dropping the minimum qualifying spend for New Zealand's screen production rebate and including post-production. It's hoping to lure more Hollywood productions. Revelations after last month's heist from Paris's Louvre that its security system password was its own name. And less than half of it is covered by security cameras. 4 people have been arrested and there's been no sign of the missing jewels. British actress Pauline Collins of Shirley Valentine and Upstairs Downstairs fame has died at the age of 85. Bipartisan deals don't build progress, leadership does. See Matthew Hooton's full column at NZ Herald Premium. Now back to Kerre Woodham.
Thank you so much. We are talking to Prime Minister Christopher Luxon in the last of our quarterly catch-ups, which seems bizarre. Rob, you're kind of touching on the same things John was touching on, aren't you?
No, a different angle, Kerry. And
okay.
Good morning, Prime Minister.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, thank you. Look, I listen and read all what you're saying about the future, about the infrastructure projects you have going, of all the rebuild of the classrooms, the tourism push, all of that sort of stuff.
Yep.
And I agree, that's what you should be doing, looking to the future.
Yep.
But I don't believe you're looking at your feet and seeing the harm that is in the community now.
Yep.
Now, I chair a budgeting service, and demand for our services is through the roof.
Yes.
Yet last year, your minister cut the funding to 44 budgeting services. We are struggling to get resources. People can't balance their budgets tonight.
Yeah.
Not what's going to happen in 6 months' time when their interest rate changes or a new road is starting to be built. We need those cuts restored now so that people can get through the next 6 months.
No, it's a really good challenge, and firstly, thanks for the work you're doing on the budgeting services. I've sat in about 3 or 4 budgeting service sessions with families that were actually being hit with high interest rates, about to lose their homes, having to make terrible choices about cutting kids' activities, and you'll be seeing it up front really clearly in the work that you do.
So how much have you lost, Rob, for the budgeting services?
Yeah, tell me, whereabouts are you, Rob? Which area?
I'm in Auckland. And I'm up front. The cuts were put in place by Carmel Sepuloni in 2023, but your minister doubled down on that and defunded 44 services last year. Previously, there were the majority of budgeting services had MSD contracts. That's now down to about 80, and 44 services were cut.
Okay. Well, listen,
That's not good, because these are people trying to help themselves.
Yeah, look, and Rob's right. I mean, you're in a difficult place where actually you're trying to fix the economy and deal with the issues that have caused the cost of living crisis, which is inflation. But in the intervening period, you've had people who've had 12 interest rate rises is what they experienced.
Have you got a slush fund?
Well, listen, I'll go away and look at that. I really do want to understand that more, and that's a fair challenge from Rob, actually, because that's budgeting services do amazing work. I've sat, as I said, in 4 or 5 sessions now, actually, with families. They were very kind. They let me just sit in as they told their stories, and you see the pain.
Sounds hopeful, Rob.
Yeah, thank you, Rob.
Well, look, can I say that there is no whole of government approach to this.
Yeah.
MSD has some funding. Pacific Peoples have some other funding.
Yeah.
There's no whole of government approach to helping people who are in financial strife now.
Yeah, and Rob, I think you raise a bigger point, which is something that we've got to solve for ultimately in government, which is that we have tens of thousands of providers across the social services across New Zealand.
Yes.
It's often in very siloed contracts. So you might do a contract for budgeting services with MSD. You might have family violence with OT. It's all siloed, and actually I don't think, have a very good grip on which organisations are delivering really outstanding outcomes that we should be, every dollar of taxpayer money we fund, we get $5 or $6 back in a return because they're doing such great work. And we've got a lot more work to do on social services, and that's that thinking from Bill English called social investment, which Nicola Willis is leading, and is starting to get some progress to say, look, we've got so many contracts with so many organisations. They spend 3 months trying to apply for the money, then it only is then there for 2 years, and they've got to reapply again. By the time they've recruited the social worker that might be working in addiction or family violence or whatever it is, it's all around again. So there's a lot of work to do on social service procurements and partnering with organisations like this.
Here's another one. Andy, good morning to you.
Hi guys, how you going?
Hey Andy, how are you?
Hi, sorry. I'm very well, thanks, PM and Kerry. Just a slight change of tack from my original question. But do you ever think there's going to be a time when National and Labour can get together, the two big powers of government in New Zealand, and agree to areas that are no-goes for political?
Yeah,
I don't know. You know what I'm saying with it?
I know exactly what you're saying, Andy, because I'm a person who's not deeply ideological. I'm quite practical and pragmatic, just want things sorted, right? But it takes... So I'm going to keep reaching out to the other side on these issues. Like we did this recently on NCA. Like we said, we know NCA is not working. We know our kids are falling behind other countries. And we couldn't get the other side to engage with us on, actually, do you want to to talk that through. We've done it on public-private partnerships for infrastructure, so we can get roads built quicker, faster than we would if the government has to fund it all. Labor governments in Australia are all very up for that, and we've tried to reach out, and again, we got good support from Barbara Edmonds, and then it sort of fell over with other parts of the Labor Party. So I think you're right. I think there are things that we should take out of the political process, like infrastructure and whether roads get built on, off, based off Labor changes of government, which is insanely stupid, and try and put things outside the political process. But equally, we've got to keep working on bipartisanship on things that just are Kiwi things, are not party or political things.
But also on things like homelessness, like that's scoring points out of homeless people. I mean, that a bit shabby.
Yeah, and I think just, I get it. And politics does come into it. And I have to say, someone who's come from outside of politics, that's the
But what are we going to do about the Auckland CBD? I went for a walk down there yesterday because, I wanted to get something, and then I, thought I'd go for a walk down and just see for myself. Nothing says, boy, do I need a new pair of shoes at Christian Louboutin, like two men fighting off their chops, no shirts, no shoes.
Yeah.
And two poor security guards who are on minimum wage trying to keep the general public away from them.
Yeah.
It's
not
Van
good, right?
Cleef and our pals,
No.
Christian Louboutin,
No.
Fooderies, eateries, and these poor hapless souls.
Yeah.
It's so much more than needing a home.
It's a really complex issue, but I think what happened in the Auckland CBD in particular is that you had a lot of those 501ks and emergency housing put downtown, right?
And they haven't moved.
So we came to power, and the first thing we did is we made the police go around and do community beat teams down there, and they've done a very good job of actually being present, and the shop owners are feeling much more secure.
Well, not that much more if you look at the survey.
Sure, but I would just say that's the first step of what we've done. We're going at it again because essentially Aucklanders want to come into the CBD, but they feel intimidated.
But I don't want to bring the kids.
The second thing is Chuck and Mary have decided on a once-in-a-lifetime trip to come from Iowa to New Zealand. We've just secured cruises in downtown Auckland. They're going to actually start up in Auckland, which is a major achievement, and they get off the boat and the first thing they encounter is intimidation like they see downtown. We've got a convention centre, we've got major events coming, we've got a CRL coming on board, we've got a cruise industry kicking in. So we have to sort the CBD out. Now, part of it sits with the council, part of it sits with the agencies, government agencies, part of it sits with the NGOs, and obviously with the government. So the Minister for Auckland, Simeon Brown, has actually started to convene those people. Yes, people have then leaked out those conversations to the media because we should look at bylaws, we should look at move-on powers, we should look at all sorts of things.
Where will they go when you
Well, that's what you need. So if you're going to put a move-on power, you need to know how you're going to support that individual, and you're not just moving the problem into another part of the city.
See, we need more rehab centres.
We need a lot of things because the homeless issues are complex. They're not easy.
It's addiction issues normally.
It can be a range of things, Kerry. It can be family violence, sexual violence. It can be state care. It can be addiction issues. It can be relationship breakdown. There's a whole bunch of complexity in there. And they're not easy issues because, under the last government, they had a dedicated homelessness minister. It went up 37%. They spent $1 billion on emergency hotel accommodation. Now, chucking people into motels wasn't the answer either. We've taken them out and put them into houses. But even on the homeless thing, just give you a feel for it, we've put in place in the last 2 months 300 what are called housing first homes. So actually we've got 300 houses available for homelessness, and we've actually got 100 of them already filled. We've got 200 of them here in Auckland out of the 300, so that we can get people into a house. Then once they're in a house, you've then got to get the services around them to deal with the underlying root cause of the issue, which for each individual can often be quite different and highly differentiated. So it is complex, but we have to fix up that CBD because that is not a great advertisement for Chuck and Mary coming on their once-in-a-lifetime trip to New Zealand and experiencing all of that. And I'm not saying that in a heartless sense of just like we don't then care about the homeless people. We do, but you have to solve for that problem working with multiple agencies and NGOs that are doing good work and actually try and not just transport the problem into a different part of the city.
NewstalkZB, it's 11:15.
Are you and your whānau fully immunised against measles? Measles is serious. It spreads fast and can cause severe illness. Your best protection is 2 doses of the measles vaccine. So, now's the time to check if you and your whānau have received both doses. If you haven't, it's not too late to catch up. Book your immunisation today. It's free for most people. Find out more at info.health.nz/measles.
Looking for a clean, simple design language for your kitchen?
That's as simple as one little word.
Minimalism.
That's not an easy word to say.
But it's an easy concept to understand, thanks to Fisher & Paykel.
Fisher & Paykel's minimal-style ovens blend perfectly into your kitchen.
No protruding handles, just simple, elegant cooking appliances that work beautifully and look even better.
Compact, combi microwave, combi steam, and touch opening door controls.
Magnus Benro, just say the word.
'Cause we can't.
Highbrook's world-class business park, designed for big ideas and new connections. Managed by Goodman Property and located next to State Highway 1 East Tamaki, Highbrook is home to over 140 successful businesses. Drop the kids off at childcare, grab lunch at Highbrook Crossing, stroll the 8-kilometre Parklands track, or hit the gym. It's all here. For warehouses and offices available to lease, go to highbrook.co.nz.
Hi, Tony here from Newton Seed. With lawns, experience matters. My team can help you make the right choice. A sports field for your kids or a luxurious lawn for your G&Ts, we've got you covered. Our top quality lawn seed and lawn care products, including our Greenkeeper's Choice range of products, will get your lawn looking great and keep it that way. Newton Seed, 78 Leonard Road, Mount Wellington, or online at newtonseed.co.nz, where great lawns begin and grow well.
Stuff it, Barry. We're going to Reykjavik.
Time for Bev and Barry to store their stuff and go travelling.
Oh, Barry, you're pruning.
Ooh, stuff it. Live more. Search Storage King today.
The GWM Get More Hybrid event is on now. For a limited time, you can get more value with savings of up to $3,000 across selected models. So go with more at your local GWM dealership today. Terms and conditions apply.
Talkback with Christopher Luxon on Kerre Woodham Mornings with pinnaclelife.co.nz. Easy online life insurance. Call 0800 80 1080. NewstalkZB.
Peter, good morning to you.
Morning, Peter.
Good morning, Kerry. Good morning, Prime Minister. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Look, I'm calling because the other day we had an announcement from the Labour Party which was to offer free cervical cancer screenings. Now, bear in mind that the cervical cancer screening program is a program that already exists.
Yeah.
They're just removing the cost barrier. And this is a cancer that affects 6.8 women per 100,000 annually. Now, I have been to Parliament a couple of times helping lobby and present positions and what have you to try and get a screening program, not a free screening program, but a screening program for prostate cancer. Now, prostate cancer affects 1 in 8 men in their lifetime, 52.4 out of every 100,000 per year, and there's not even a screening program, let alone a free screening program. So I was just wondering, what's it going to take? Because we've been trying to push for this for quite some time.
Yeah, look, on cancer, the key trick on cancer is we've got to put the resources to the most, where the greatest risk actually sits. And so for us, that initially has been very much about expanding breast cancer up to 74. The second thing is actually lowering bowel cancer rates, which we know we've got some commitments to meet in terms of matching Australia. And the third thing is that we put $605 million into cancer drugs so that we can actually get better treatments and better drugs to extend life and to help people through that period. And we've also made it one of our 5 big measures to get faster cancer treatment within 31 days and get onto a cancer treatment plan. So, that's really, there's a limited set of resources. On cancer, you've got to direct it to the most highest risk sort of places that you can possibly get to. For us right now, it's about expanding breast, certainly making sure that we get into lowering bowel cancer thresholds and then certainly extending those drugs. And that's made a big difference in the number of cancer patients that I've sat down with and who've actually received Keytruda for the first time in their life, and it's extended their prognosis for a long period of time.
What about
is really
the prostate cancer screening?
We'll look into that. I can look into that.
Okay.
Simeon Brown, cool. I know we've talked to the Movember guys and a bunch of people about that.
Margie, quick one from you.
Good morning, Kerry. Good morning, Prime Minister. Sorry, no time for pleasantries.
That's okay.
Prime Minister, just wondering, how are you appealing to younger voters, please? I have so many around me, and I don't want them to miss out on trying to understand exactly what you're doing. I understand the complexities more than you'd know.
Yeah, no, Margie, I think the biggest thing for young people is we have to rebuild back the proposition for New Zealand, which is that if you work hard, you should be able to get ahead and do well. You should be able to live in a society and feel safe, and you should be able to get good education for your kids and good healthcare for your folks. And I think that's the work that we've been focused on, and we have to do a better job at to actually make sure that then people see there is a future here for them, their kids and their grandkids. And I think
the numbers
that's the focus.
That are leaving is terrifying.
Yeah, well, like I say, we've always been through periods when the economy does badly. If you think about the GFC, we had 40,000, I think, a year going off to Australia at that period of time. If we build back the proposition, as I've just said to Margie now, that's what we have to do. That's what we really have to do.
Okay. We'll take a break, and then I know you like to talk, but we might do some quick fire ones just to take us. We're almost at the end. I know, I'm sorry. NewstalkZB, it is 8 to 11.
After 50 years of age, your risk of shingles sharply increases. Having had chickenpox puts you at risk. Don't risk being the 1 in 3 adults to develop shingles in their lifetime. Ask your pharmacist, doctor or nurse about the shingles vaccine. What's stopping you? For more information, visit shinglesvaccine.co.nz. Prescription medicine. Vaccine charges may apply. Medicines have risks and benefits. GlaxoSmithKline New Zealand Limited, Auckland.
Experience the ease of touring with TravelWise Holidays. Their memorable escorted tours are tailor-made for the 60-plus traveller. Discover the beauty of New Zealand in late summer. Join TravelWise for their Top of the South tour, departing 10th February. Explore breathtaking coastal scenery, historic towns, and cruise the stunning Abel Tasman and the Sounds. Savour Marlborough wines and unwind in the healing waters of Hanmer Springs. Or take the road less travelled with our East Coast Explorer tour on 4th March. Journey to the wild East Cape of New Zealand's North Island, where rugged coastlines meet untouched beauty and welcoming coastal communities. Prefer the sunshine? The Far North Treasures Tour departs on 21st March. Discover the magic of Cape Reinga, 90 Mile Beach and the sparkling Bay of Islands. And here's the best part, book any tour by December 12th and receive a free Christmas gift box. Phone TravelWise Holidays on 0800 11 60 60. Hurry, places are limited. Secure your Christmas gift box now. That's TravelWise Holidays, 0800 11 60 60.
Considering a retirement village? There is another option. Kate McLean Home Care brings professional, compassionate care right to your doorstep. Their experienced caregivers help with everything from daily tasks to complex care needs, allowing you to maintain your independence at home. With over 20 years of trusted service across Auckland, they match the perfect caregiver to your specific needs. Find out more, go to katemcleanhomecare.co.nz. Trusted care in the comfort of your home.
I'm here to host the Chase New Zealand. Get ready to witness stunning genius, whip-smart wit, and a little bit of cheek. But enough about me. Are you ready to meet your chasers?
The Chase New Zealand, Mondays, 7:30 p.m. on TVNZ1 and TVNZ+.
Attention all furniture buyers. Danske Møbler Furniture's outlet store is open now. Save up to 70% on quality furniture while stocks last. Only at Danske Møbler Furniture's outlet store. 501 Te Rakau Drive, Botany Town Centre.
Right, I know you'd like long answers, but we're just going to do quickies because we've run out of time.
Okay, let's go.
I've got to. Okay, Waitangi Tribunal. Do you have plans to disband it?
No, plans to rethink through what its role is in a post-treaty settlement world. The great thing is we made tremendous progress on settlements. Māori are doing well with those businesses, but after settlements, what comes next and what's the role of the Waitangi Tribunal? That's a genuinely good question to ask.
What are you doing to improve race relations?
Well, again, focusing on outcomes and improving outcomes for Māori. I meet with iwi leaders privately, regularly, and we're very united on the fact of we've got to grow our economic interests so that we can actually spend money back in our social services supporting our people to do well.
Okay. Would you consider cutting the corporate tax rate or even cut GST for a short term just to encourage money flow?
No, I think at this point, we can't afford to do those cuts. We need to make sure that we maintain the tax base that we've got. But the answer is not to load up more taxes, which is what the opposition wants to do. Well,
speaking of which, do you think you'll win the election now that Labor's doing a CGT?
I think a CGT sounds like an interesting idea, but it's a terrible idea because it just means they're going to be spending, borrowing and taxing more, and that's what got us in this mess, and it's just more of the same.
We are a family of 6, 4 kids, 2 adults. We live rurally, working on a farm, not farm owners. Please tell us that living is going to get easier. It is so hard out here.
Yep, fully get it. Really difficult times. This is the consequence of what happens when you don't run an economy well. It might sound boring, but running an economy well really matters because it ends up hurting people when you don't, like we're seeing.
When will it get better?
Well, it's starting to get better. You're certainly seeing some good growth in our rural sectors, our exports, all that good stuff. It's starting to come better. We've seen more job ads. We're seeing wages growing faster than inflation, which is all good stuff, which means people can get ahead and have more money in their pocket. But it'll get better over the next 2 quarters.
Sunshine helps.
Sunshine helps for sure, but actually no. Seriously, I mean, people have been doing it incredibly tough. But just remember, when you spend and you tax and you borrow, what happens is you drive inflation, and that hurts low and middle income working New Zealanders, and that's what's happened, and that's what we've got to fix.
When?
Well, the forecasters are saying, we're in growth now. We're going to be in stronger growth as we go into quarter 4 and through the course of next year. You're seeing unemployment peak. It's the last thing that happens when you lose formation on spending, inflation, and interest rates, recession. People have to lay off workers. That's peaking about now, and it's projected to come down over the course of next year. So, the reality is the forecasters are saying, well, look, we've got good growth prospects in this economy in the next 2 years. Over the next 4, we're supposed to be generating 240,000 extra jobs. We're seeing really good job-rich construction projects, infrastructure projects starting to come through, and that's a good thing.
You still got enough gas in the tank to keep doing the job?
Oh, yeah. No, I love this country, and damn it, we're going to make sure we realise our potential.
Okay, we leave you with the PM's Choice. Kaylee Bell's playing at the Civic tomorrow night as part of her Cowboy Up tour. This is Song for Shania, Kaylee's love letter to one of her greatest musical influences. Thank you, Prime Minister. Lovely to see you.
Great to be with you,
as
Kerry.
always. And
have a good summer if I don't see you beforehand.
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, anyway, thank you very much to the callers too, and the texters. Your input is absolutely invaluable.
I used to play your CD, swearing that'd be me. Hoping one day I'll be just like Shania.